This nano lecture will briefly describe the pharmacokinetic parameter half-life. Simply put, half-life is the amount of time taken for the amount of drug in the body to go down by half. Half-life determines the duration of action of a drug following a single dose, since the longer the half-life, the longer the drug will be above therapeutic concentration for the therapeutic effect. Half-life is a composite pharmacokinetic parameter, since it is composed of the fundamental parameters clearance and volume of distribution. For drugs with a given volume of distribution, an increase in clearance correlates with decreasing half-life. Conversely, for drugs with a given clearance value, an increase in volume of distribution correlates with an increase in half-life. This is because an increase in volume of distribution indicates greater penetration into the tissues, creating a limitation for clearance and prolonging the half-life. The relationship between clearance and volume of distribution in determining half-life is shown by their relationship to the elimination rate constant, K. Drug elimination mostly occurs exponentially, such that the amount of drug eliminated per unit time decreases as the concentration of drug remaining in the body decreases. However, a constant proportion of the drug concentration is eliminated over time, which is why it takes the same amount of time to halve an initial drug plasma concentration as it does to take some subsequent plasma concentration down to half, as you can see on this graph. This proportion is the rate constant that we saw on the previous slide. This kind of elimination is called first-order kinetics and is the most common situation, since there is usually reserve capacity for the elimination pathways for most drugs at therapeutic doses. The equation for the line is given underneath. It shows that the concentration of drug at time t equals the initial concentration at time 0 times e to the negative kt, where t is time and k is the rate constant. Just as the plot shows the eventual elimination of drug over time, half-life also determines the time taken for a drug to reach steady state with chronic dosing. Just imagine the graph the other way up. With a constant rate dosing, it can take between 3 and 5 half-lives to reach the target plasma concentration, and this can lead to serious clinical considerations for dosing when time is an important factor in successful therapy or prophylaxis.